So nice road win Saturday, and how much did you guys have to kind of adjust on the fly to a team that you kind of had to feel out in the first half?
We went into halftime, and really, like, the main adjustment was, like, kind of from the week before, because the week before we gave up 28 in the third quarter, so the adjustment at halftime really was to come out with, like, that intensity, that focus to finish the game.
So that was brought up at halftime.
Yeah.
Okay. How different was the feeling, though, in the second half coming out in that third quarter?
We came out with the focus that we've been trying to maintain and a focus that we've been trying to build all year, and I think we came out and we played sharp, and we still have room to grow. So
You're among the tops in the nation when it comes to turnover margin. Now, part of that's the offense taking care of the ball, but you guys are taking away the ball. Has that been a point of emphasis for you?
definitely. We have moments in practice where we work on these type of things. So this is something that we focused on. This is something that we talked about last year, and this is something that we focused on in the spring. So it's come to fruition.
Playing corner, how much of it is, well, just being athletically able to keep up with the guy, but how much of it is technique?
Oh, it's more technique than anything, because I feel like the technique takes you to that space that gets you on the field. And more than anything, it's about doing your 111th, I guess.
When your technique is good, but the guy wearing the striped shirt doesn't agree, how frustrating is that?
You can only control what you control, but hey, you win some, you lose some. Got to just roll with the punches.
Good answer.
Now, turning your attention to Butler, what are you expecting from them, especially because they're going through a change with new coaches and all that?
I expect them to still be the same physical team that they always are. This is kind of like a rivalry for us. So, like, we expect them to bring their A game. Chippy, this is teams who both fought to get to a point where we're all competing for a PFL championship. So I know it's going to be tooth and nail type of game.
Do you look at the standings yet and think, you've got a real chance here to win this PFL championship? There's a long way to go, but are you excited about where you are?
Yeah, but we're not looking forward, because we've been at this point in time where we're 5-1 before. So we're trying to stay present and keep the main thing, and that's Butler.
What's for a guy playing on the board, playing a corner? What's the challenge of a dual threat quarterback like you anticipate seeing Saturday?
The main challenge really be like keeping your eyes in the right spot, because it's easy to see a quarterback who likes to scramble and you want to keep your eyes on him, and then you let go of your guy, and then all of a sudden they're doing whatever type tricky moves and whatnot. So that's the main thing, is going to be trusting in your keys and trusting in your teammates that they're going to do their job, and I'm going to do my job for my teammates.
You like being out on an island, though?
Oh, I love it. I love the island. I love the wide side of the field. That's my favorite place on the field.
Be healthy.
Oh, it feels great, man. Top priority is your availability is the best ability you have. So, just being out there every day, practicing, being back with the boys, it's a great feeling.
How fulfilling was it on the first touchdown Saturday that you got the score after you made the block that allowed, Hack to get down there within the red zone?
Of course. Well, football is the ultimate team sport, and, you always got to make a play for your brother. You got to do your 111th on every play, and, sometimes you get rewarded with the ball in the end zone. It was a great feeling, great drive. Love all the boys there.
Seemed like you celebrated more about the block than you did about the touchdown.
Oh, yeah, of course, man. I always get happy whenever I can set up a big play for somebody else on our team, and I just love seeing everyone succeed. Big team guy.
What's this team doing well right now?
Everything, man. We're doing everything well. We're flowing. Everyone has great vibes all together, and we're just doing our 111th every play and doing what we can control.
Some guys wake up on a given day and they go, "Oh shoot, I got practice today." How are you guys feeling on a day-to-day basis when you know that you've got preparation and work ahead of you?
Every day is a new challenge, but we all look forward to that. We know what we signed up for, and we all know the work it takes to win a PFL championship, and that's what we're here to do. So whatever it takes to get that done.
This has been a pretty one game at a time, 1 week at a time type of group. So even success in recent weeks, does that change anything, the vibe at all this week?
No, not at all. Last year we were in a similar spot, 5-1. Kind of got a little bit ahead of ourselves, and we don't want that here. We've had this opportunity in front of us, and just going 1-0 every week is something that Coach Andrews has really prided us on this year. So just really taking that into effect and just doing what we can every week.
Last 2 weeks, you've jumped out to big leads, and this past Saturday, it wasn't quite the comeback that Moorhead had, but making sure you guys stay dialed in all 4 quarters. Has that been something that's been like a red flag for you guys? Or?
Yes, of course. During that Moorhead game, we let up a little bit and played 3 quarters, and it's a 4-quarter game. And this week, Coach Andrews really put an emphasis on agreeing to play 4 quarters as a team and as a unit. And we wanted to finish this one strong and not have them come back like that Moorhead game. And we played well in the second half.
How well is Bryce playing? Looks like he's spreading the ball around really well.
I love Bryce. Bryce is playing great, playing the best ball that he can right now. Going out there, throwing it to everyone, showing love to everybody. I think we had 13 ball carriers last week, so it's great to see everyone get involved. And yeah, Bryce has been playing amazing.
Your relationship with Bryce from when it was announced that he was going to be number 1 ahead of Drew and to where he is now a couple games under his belt, how has that been over the last couple of weeks?
It's been great. Yeah, when he got here in spring, he was here for spring and only got about a week's worth of action because he got hurt or whatever. And our relationship's great. I'm loving Bryce and everyone's loving Bryce. And how could you not? I mean, he's throwing touchdowns, winning his game. So gotta love it. Love Bryce.
Just a solid performance on Saturday. What pleased you most?
I thought we came out in the first half and, were able to get some points on the board right away and, got the ball first and went down and put points on. So that was good. Just the consistency all around that first half was very good for us. So we've just got to, you asked me what was good. So I always, as a coach, I'm always looking for things that we can improve on, things we didn't do well. But, I thought, defensively we ran around and made some plays, got some turnovers, which was always helpful for the cause. Anytime you can get a stop off of that. We had a turnover on downs too. So maybe they moved the ball a little bit in the first half. We had to make some adjustments. But we ultimately kept them off the board, and that's the telltale sign of a defense.
At halftime, was the previous week, was it an unspoken message or was it addressed?
It was addressed every day last week. We got to play 4 quarters. And I think, you go back to 2 weeks ago, was that all in our control, what happened? No, there were some fluke things that happened, some calls that happened. But I thought we came out with a good approach mentally. I thought we were in a good place at Moorhead. But we've got to make sure that we do everything we can to make sure that stuff like that doesn't happen. And I thought mentally we did it, and then we were able to play get some depth on the field and get them some live reps. So that was good in that second half this week.
You got a Butler team that really played well last week and a quarterback that's coming off a phenomenal game. What is the biggest challenge they pose?
Well, I think any time that you can run a quarterback, that presents challenges to a defense because you got to defend all 11 in the run game, and it's not traditional anymore to have to see that very often. And I think scheme-wise, they do some good things. They were able to keep their offense on the field. Look at the time possession last week against Presby. They, I think it was 12-minute difference, something like that. And third quarter, Presby didn't have the ball much at all. So, anytime that a team can do that, they can keep the game under control, and they did a good job of it. And it was a typical Pioneer late season game, I guess you could say. Second half of that season, anything can happen. There's a lot of close games, and Butler's definitely a foe that we look forward to playing every year and anticipate close games. Last year it came down to the wire, so it'll be typical. I'm anticipating a typical Pioneer, bloodbath, for lack of a better word.
got a lot of former players coming back. Have you heard from them? Will they be a part of your Friday night activities?
Yeah, I've got to talk to them. I'm going to shoot them all an email here and invite them. Some of the guys, I think a lot of guys coming in local. I don't know if they're coming up Friday, if they're coming back in. I haven't seen the final list yet. I just saw the preliminary one. So, but you know, our alumni are always, if they're in town, they can come to our Friday night function. I enjoy having them there. I enjoy it for both of them, to see them and have them be a part of it. But also, I like it for our current team to be able to see those guys that we talk about and the link and the tradition and all that stuff. I think it's good for everybody involved in the program to get around those things as much as possible.
Which highlight video are you going to show Friday night?
So I actually had Josh, they're both about an hour long, and I wasn't going to put them through that. So I am having Josh right now do a mashup of them because for me personally, I want to just make sure the Rick Chamberlain and Dave Wilding haircuts from that 1980 team are on, so I can see it. They won't know, you know, but I want to. I get a kick out of that. But there's some really good things in both of those highlights that I want them to see, but I'll have a shortened version of each.
How well is Bryce continuing to play? He's really spreading the ball around, which is a strength, I would think.
Yeah, well, I think that's a testament to our offense and you know the guys we have to throw it to too, it's good if they want to double somebody, then somebody else can get open and get the opportunity. But you know it's a big thing. You got to take what they give you, and you can't try to force it. And we've done a nice job of that so far. We want to continue to do that. And you never really know until you get into the game what you're going to see. You can see what they've done. Yep. We just see what their plan is, and then adjust to it. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily going to do the same thing every play. So, as a quarterback, you got to be able to ad lib and keep yourself going with what the flow of the game is, for sure.
Coach Brandon Martin, PFL Defensive Player of the Week. Talk about his development and growth and kind of stepping up for the team this year.
Yeah, Brandon Martin I'm very proud of him. I talked to him about it the other day, but I hope he keeps pushing himself because he's not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination, but he has come so far over the last year to 6 months, just making himself an every down type of guy. And as long as he continues to do that, he could be a really, really good player. But he's pushing himself, you know, he's gotten stronger. He's changing his body. The beautiful thing, I get excited about it. I don't want to sound like I'm down on him because I'm not. I'm super proud of him. But I see what he's done, and I know what he can still do. And he's got a ton of room for growth yet. So if he continues to keep doing that, you know, he can be a problem. But he's got to keep. I always worry about guys that experience a little bit of success and they take their foot off the gas. That's part of me as a coach, and I can't allow him to do that because if he keeps pushing himself and keeps improving, he could be great. But that's up to him.
Is he one of those guys? And here again, it's not a knock on him, but a guy that he's glad to be a part of the team. He was glad to see the field. To now wanting to be an impact player and not be playing behind an old high school buddy who's not here anymore.
Yeah, no, maybe a little bit of that. You know, his kid came out of a great high school football program down in Cincinnati in Moeller. Experienced a lot of success. They won a lot of games. I think they won the state championship his senior year, and he was. You know, playing on a defense, had a lot of good players, and obviously the running back that went to Michigan. I mean, he was all right too. I think, you know, but I think sometimes those guys they'll show up, and it's an eye-opening experience for them because college at any level, I don't care if it's FBS, FCS, Division II, Division III. There's 22-year-old men on that team that have been in a college strength program for 4 years, and I think. sometimes it's an eye opener, and they got to come to some realizations. I got to get stronger. I got to get faster. I got to get, put on some bulk. And Coach Toby has done a great job of working with a lot of our players in that aspect. And Brandon's one of them. I made Brandon get an extra lift in every Friday last year, and he probably was not loving it at the time, but this program's about developing players, and that's how you got to do it. And once they buy into that stuff and buy into diet, nutrition, they can really see the benefits. And he's starting to reap the rewards of that work right now. And I hope he continues to keep grinding, because if he does, good things are going to continue to happen for him. Yeah.
Tehron mentioned just a couple minutes ago, there's not really a ton to talk about the PFL standings. At the same time, recognizing that balance, that yes, there are a couple key games coming up, and you guys are still in a very advantageous position right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know who we play next week. So if you ask me, I'm going to stay away from that rat poison. I worry about Butler, and that's what our players are worried about. I don't know what Tehron told you, but we might have to have a conversation.